This is Keith Fraser for Seconds Out. I'm very excited because I'm here with one of my boxing heroes, and he's here in London because of the evening at the O2 next week called Undisputed. He's going to tell us all about it. I'm here with one of the greats of heavyweight boxing. He is Lennox Lewis. Lennox, absolute pleasure to see you.
Yes, pleasure to be here. It's at the Indigo at the O2, September 6th. So it's an evening with Lennox Lewis. So you get to hear about all my past fights, see some footage that you've never seen before, ask me questions about things that you may wonder about and didn't know about. And, I bring you through memory lane and talk about different aspects of my career.
Well, I'm going to be there, very excited. You know something, Lennox? I saw a YouTube video of you. I think it was in a car park or something, schooling Deontay Wilder the Lennox Lewis jab. I don't know if you remember this. And you know what it looked like to me? It looked like the boys and the men. You being the men, of course. Surely, the present-day heavyweight scene, you must be looking at that, all the guys out there thinking, you know what, if I was around today, I'd run through the lot of them, surely, no?
Well, I look at them and I say to myself, they're still learning, and, it would be a great fight between me and them. I don't like crossing eras. Muhammad Ali had his era. Then there was like the Holyfield, Tyson, Lennox Lewis era. Then there's now the Deontay, Anthony, Wilder era. So there are different eras, and I don't like crossing them. But it's always interesting when people's point of view is like, what would happen if Lennox boxed Muhammad Ali? He's my hero. I don't want to box him. I wouldn't want to be put up against him. But I think it would be a great fight because we both have great skills.
Well, how do you rate the present day guys? I mean, we've got Anthony Joshua, similar paths to you in the fact that you're both Olympic gold medalists. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and we've got plenty others. Joseph Parker, who's just come off his second defeat. How do you rate them? Can you give me an insight into how you rate them by order?
No. I mean, I could tell you, but you're going to have to come September 6th at the Indigo, at the O2, and I can share with you really what I think. All of them have different skill sets, and it's how they really put the skills test together. Tyson Fury, he moves, he's awkward, not easy to hit, and, you look at Anthony Joshua. He's got great defense. He throws great punches, strong with both hands. And you got Deontay, a little bit wild, but long, lanky. When his punches reach you, they land with power. So, they all got their own unique style.
Can I ask you, you had an amazing amateur career, an amazing professional career. What do you covet more? Because it seems to me in some ways the amateur career, there's no ducking anyone. Do you kind of covet the amateur career in the same way, or do you have a preference?
I think both of them is a growth aspect. So your amateur career is a growth aspect because the top of the growth is the Olympics. So all the tournaments before that are important, the world tournaments, the different tournaments, but the Olympics is the most important one that you have to be there for, make sure you show up for. So once you win the Olympics now, there's no other amateur tournament out there for you. So the only thing out there for you are the belts. So that's what you really coveted or covet. So for me, it would have to be professional.
One last question for this part of the interview. As I said, I followed your career very closely. And of course, like most boxing fans, there were a couple of bouts which we'd like to have seen. Of course, one was Riddick Bowe. There's one guy who perhaps would have been a challenger. I think you probably would have taken him on. He's like Ibiabuchi. And I think he was obviously a very strong, talented guy. And of course, I'd like to have seen you perhaps in your real prime take on the Klitschko's. Those guys, do you think there was anything that you kind of look back on and think, yeah, maybe I could have or should have?
People always say that to me, what could you change in your history? I think my history happened for a reason, the fact that I lost twice. There's a reason why I lost twice, and it helped me grow as a person. So it was I would have to say I don't want to take those away. Those are, things that were put there for a test for me, and seeing if I was able to pass these tests.
Well, you heard it from the man. I'm going to be watching him come the 6th of September at the Indigo at the O2. Undisputed, an evening with Lennox Lewis. This is Keith Fraser for Seconds Out. Thank you very much, Lennox.